Look, I go by the name of David, but let me tell you how I made it. I'ma tell you about my life story, and I know to some people this won't make sense, but I'ma take it back from the start. A young,
brave
fella that works as a shepherd, and trust when I tell you I knew how to play the harp. Now, what I didn't know was the first king ever named Saul had messed up his blessing. He ain't listened to what God told him, so God picked me to be his successor. So one day while I was in the field attending the sheep and the rest of the animals, word got back around to me that I was inquired by this prophet named Samuel. See, God told Samuel to find me and to rub my forehead with oil. Then I felt good spirits. Meanwhile, evil spirits took over King Saul. Saul became schizophrenic, and the sound of the harp is the only thing helped him manage. One of his homies knew about my talent. They reached out to me to form a companion. So I linked with the king. Then he peeped something in me that he liked. And every time he'll get sick, I'll play the harp, then he'll be alright. On the cool, I was low-key hype. Get to hang with the king all day and all night. Then we started beefing with the Philistines. I was just legit trying to earn me some stripes. So both our armies met up. Their OG was named Goliath. He was talking big smack to our soldiers, and every one of them just stayed quiet. Now mind you, this guy's a giant, and nah, I ain't lying. His height was like 9 feet. Plus he was wearing the shield and the spear, and his gear made the bronze was shiny. But it was like,
y'all cats are weak. Y'all ain't no match for me. I'll squat for each and every one of y'all. On everything, it'll be a casualty. Matter of fact, if one of y'all could defeat me and put me into a grave, I will make my crew bow down to your crew, and we will become y'all slaves. But if I were to win, then my crew would be above y'all.
Everybody on hush mouth. Quiet as a church mouse, me being the brave little Dave, I was ready to flush, dog. King Saul trying to talk me out of it. He said I ain't prepared for Goliath. I explained that as a shepherd protecting the sheep, I have to fight the bears and the lions. Besides, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. All that size and the metallic gear don't mean not a thing when God is involved. He bleed like I bleed, don't need to be intimidated by all that nonsense at all. That guy can't harm me. Now let me make him pay for making fun of the holy army. So boom, they didn't let me at him. A giant versus adolescent. Of course he didn't take me serious. My slingshot was my battle weapon. He started asking questions, babbling threats, I guess trying to have me stressing. I told him I don't really need all that fancy gear. Only thing I need is the man upstairs. Plus you don't respect him nor none of his people. So best believe I'll feed your corpses to all the animals when I defeat you. Then the whole world will know who God is. That's when I charged them. I pulled out the sling and I slung. The stone hit him clean in the skull. Goliath fell down to the ground. The sound of the crowd and all of what happened. After that, I chopped Goliath's head off using his own weapon. I kept it and brought the giant head back to the hood when the brawl was over. King Saul seen what I did, so that's when he put me in charge of the soldiers. But hold up. Now let me fast forward some more to when I became a bit more successful. The people was giving me props for killing the ops. Saul was jealous. Me being better as a king and taking his throne is what Saul feared. Mind you, he's schizophrenic. I had to dodge as he aimed at my brain with spears. I cheered his tears while playing the harp, but he was plotting to get me caught up. He seen I was gaining power, so his plan was to hook me up with his daughter. Before I could jump the broom, I had to complete this mission that's meaningless. Saul sent me to kill 100 ops and cut off the skins of their penises. I succeeded, and Saul was egregious, cause me being killed was his plan secretly. I'm thinking he's sick, naive. I ain't realized King Saul really had beef with me. That's until Saul's son John and my wife Saul's daughter had reached out and told me. They helped me hide from that angry pops. I ran away, now I'm just homeless. Jumping from place to place, I was on the chase, living in caves. Ironically, Saul took a break from hunting me and came in the cave where I stayed. It's dark, he didn't know I was right behind him, perfect timing to get him off. I creep behind him, pulled out my knife, but only cut off a piece of his cloth. Then I told him, see now, if I really had smoke with you, then you would be dead. Never did nothing to you, I respect you too much for you to sit out here to my head. God chose you to be king, you ought to be ashamed of all your actions. He put you in my possession, but I let you live when I didn't have to. Saul started crying.
You know what, David, you're right. You only been good towards me, and here I am fighting you with all my might. I'm admitting that I've been jealous, and I'm aware that I've been wrong. I know God chose you to be king, and you'll be better than me on that throne. You even helped me with my illness. Had the chance, but you didn't kill me. I'm guilty.
We dabbed it up and hugged it out, and just like that, the beef ended. But eventually, Saul was killed along with his son while they was in battle. They say he fell on his own sword. I heard that it couldn't have been settled. Ultimately, I became crowned as king. I was 30. Went to war with many, but God had my back, so I was far from worried. During my stint, I found Jerusalem and made that city the capital. Was planning on building the temple, but I'ma get to why that didn't happen first. Let me tell you about that evening when I went on my balcony and browsed. This attractive woman down there was taking a bath. I was aroused. I told my partner, grab me up. She said her name is She say her man named Uriah, and I ain't gonna lie, bro, that ain't mean nothing. And these not my proudest moments now. I'm just keeping it 100 it with you. Turns out Uriah worked for me and I got him whacked to get him out of the picture. And he was a cool dude too, but my desires had overcame him. Bathsheba was mourning his death as she was now pregnant with my baby. I went and married Bathsheba. God was displeased with my antics. I begged God to pray for forgiveness and mercy, and yet he granted it. But he told me about myself. He let me have it and said he'll punish me. My new baby boy had a stillbirth. He died, I was sick to my stomach. Sheesh. Then my next son Solomon was born. I raised him and gave him wisdom. I continued to rule in the cities with more baby mamas, having more children. Even had one of my sons that raped my daughter, man, that was just awful. My other son killed the rapist. Now that's another child that's been slaughtered. I was sad, but I guess it was part of the punishment for my violent sin. I ended up dying, passed the torch to my son Solomon. God wants a man of peace and not of war to build his temple. I cut a lot of bodies, had blood on my hands, so that task I was exempt from.